Hello everyone. Pike TV brings you the City Commissioners Report as we keep up with the workings and internal doings of the Pikeville City Commissioners, and we're happy to have with us Commissioner Jimmy Carter.
Thank you, Homer. It's always a pleasure to be here.
You're very knowledgeable, and we expect you to debrief yourself totally on what's happening in the city of Pikeville.
Absolutely. That's what we're all about, wanting everybody to know what's going on, all the good things.
Just recently, and once again, I will not date this program because it will be shown over a 2-week period to follow this taping, but recently you had a City Commission meeting in which the Main Street program was mentioned. Can you give us a brief update on that?
Yes, it was a very good meeting, and a lot of positive things came out of this meeting as well as a lot of our meetings do. But Main Street was recognized. Minta Cheney, the chairman, director of Main Street, was recognized by the state Main Street Association for having the downtown Friday Night Live, Main Street Live shows in the summer and the spring and the fall. And they were recognized for one of the best an opportunity to bring people into a retail environment or into the downtown area.
It's changed the whole nature of the downtown, this program has.
It really has, and we just kind of got it started last year, and and I was just totally amazed at how many people took advantage of that Friday night or Friday evening, Friday afternoon, I guess what you could say, for 2 or 3 hours to go down and listen to local talent on the new stage in the plaza right off Main Street from the Expo Center.
It was an opportunity also for the commissioners to honor a local scout troop in your most recent meeting. Can you tell us about that?
Right. Troop 12 here in Pikeville, the troop came in and they're working on their government merit badge, and they came in and saw the workings and how a meeting is done and how it progresses and the different aspects of government.
That's an educational dimension that the commission offers, City Commission offers, to local troops, not only the scout troop, but other groups also.
Oh, yeah, we do it. We do it a lot, and we do have a lot of scout troops coming through, and each year 2 or 3 come through, and we love to have them in there. I was a scout myself, and I know a lot of, in the past years that's kind of dwindled, and what we're understanding now is those numbers are coming back up, and we're glad to see that.
Well, that's an encouraging bit of information. I know I never made it through Tenderfoot. I never made it past Tenderfoot.
I was alive and was working on
oh my goodness,
the Eagle, and you get to a certain age and other things kind of take precedence. But I wish I would have stuck with it a little bit longer than what I did. It's a great organization.
As an agenda item for the commission in its most recent meeting, alcohol sales was a topic you discussed. What was that about?
That's where we're offering not-for-profits that want to do fundraising that can sell beer and wine during a fundraising event.
Can you give us an example of how that might work?
The Artisan Center, for example, they're the one that came to us, the Artisan Group, and asked us if that was possible to do it. Under Kentucky law, that is very permissible to do that. It just takes
kind of a dinner theater setting?
Yeah, or any type of fundraising event that they're going to be doing, they can offer the sale of beer and wine. No hard liquor, but just beer and wine.
Another item, one of the minor items, I assume, although all of them are important, return check fees. What's that about?
That was just some housekeeping items that we had on our restaurant tax issue. Just not that we've had any problems with it, but it was just something our attorney said that we just need to address. We didn't have anything in the bill to say that if somebody wrote us a check for their restaurant tax at the end of the quarter or the month, however they pay, for a return check fee. That's pretty much all.
This is a housekeeping item. I suppose you guys consider it in a work session or an open commission meeting. City of Pikeville received a rather large check, and I use that advisedly because you're going to see a large check in the amount and in its size from the Commonwealth of Kentucky. Governor Steve Beshear and his wife Jane Beshear had a hand in giving the City of Pikeville a grant for $100,000, and the subject was a horse trail.
Horse trail and a horse park. We're very excited about this to add to the Bob Amos park system. Is a horse trail that that people will be able to come. I think it's 6-7 miles of trail. We'll have horse barns. We'll have an area for handicap or accessible for people that need that help. And this 100,000, along with another, I think 150,000 grant that will be matching a certain, I think it's 20 or 30% of that. It's going to give us a couple $100,000 to go out there and really put together a really nice horse trail. And as everyone knows in this area, a lot of people have horses and they're always looking for those trail rides, and we're glad to put this together.
Will there be stables in the future for Pikeville?
I'm not saying there'll be stables just for boarding purposes. This is just we'll have a barn with stables in it for
rental purposes, maybe?
for like the weekend. If they're coming for the weekend, there's going to be some campsites, some primitive campsites where people can camp out and do the trail ride, and they can stable their horses in the barn.
One thing we haven't mentioned is where is this all going to be located?
Right off of Bob Amos Park, from Island Creek side and back over into Bob Amos.
Is it possibly a part of the Marion's branch development?
No, it'll be different totally different from that. It's actually, if you go up Island Creek where UMG's offices and facilities are, it's back behind that, and that hill on the other side of that is Bob Amos Park. So it all ties into that and around the ridge lines. And there's some old mining roads up there, and that we can take advantage of for trail as well.
Would it be safe for me to say that the city of Pikeville is growing?
I think that's an understatement, Homer. We're looking, as you know, we're always looking for new and different things to improve our quality of life here in Pikeville and give everybody an opportunity to take advantage of it. I would have never thought 5 years ago or 2 years ago that we'll be ready to put in a horse trail in the city limits. I mean, it's a great thing.
What would be the length of the trail in the city of Pikeville, or if it begins in the city of Pikeville, it may lap into other jurisdictions?
As far as I know, it's all in the city limits, and it's 6 to 8 miles is my understanding.
Wonderful. Just recently, Governor Steve Beshear, along with Senator Damon Thayer, introduced a gaming bill in the state legislature that looks like it has a good chance of passing, and the people of the Commonwealth to be able to vote on the gaming issue. In that bill, it was proposed 5 casinos for the major racetracks, 2 casinos to be located more than 60 miles away from the track. Do you see Pikeville or this area in line for one of those 2 at-large casinos?
To be honest, nothing has been said or heard. I haven't heard of anything. I think from our geographic location where we're situated, I really don't see that being. I see it more in central and western Kentucky, and the reason being is the competition there to try to get some of that money back from Indiana, and I understand what there is there. With our population, and you're not that far away from Charleston with what they have there. I would be surprised if they wanted to come here. Again, I have not heard any rumors of that.
The Commonwealth is competing with West Virginia, Ohio, and Indiana,
right,
for the outflow of gaming dollars that can be used in the budget situation in Kentucky. An emergency purchase and contract for services for, well, $74,000. What are you guys going to spend that for?
I think that's for the Marion's Branch Road, where we've had some problems with some slippage. There was some dirt taken away, undermining a road that we're going to have to go back in and fix. So I think there's some retribution coming back on the other side of it that we're going to try to reclaim that money. It was done without permitting and so forth. So.
Understand 2 quotes or 2 bids have been put in at this point for that work?
Yes, and I can't right off the top of my head remember who that was. That I think will probably end up. I think it was 74 and some change, 74,000, and I can't really remember who that was that received that bid.
This is twice in this program we brought up Marion's Branch. Maybe you can give us a little background and where that stands, that project. That's a rather large undertaking.
And we've the committee has been talking, and there are just so many scenarios. And of course, everyone knows that there's not a whole lot of state funding out there. We're still trying to put together some funding packages to try to release it and then try to build up there within the next year. We've got several hundred lots that we can work for, and we've put it back to our engineers and asking what's the best case scenario to maybe release 100 lots. So we're getting down now to where if we do 100 lots, what are the sizes going to be in the pricing, that type of thing. So I'm hoping in the next few weeks to a month that we're going to be able to release some information, either put them out for auction or some kind of something to get some movement up there to get some houses started.
Talking with Jimmy Carter, City Commissioner. Jimmy, the U-Pike bill has stalled somewhat in the legislature, and that is because of the redistricting infighting that took place there. That seems to have been resolved. Let's now consider the U-Pike bill and where you see it standing.
Talking with the governor the other day, he's still very optimistic. I know there's some dissension among the troops, I guess you could say, about...
You're referring to Paul Patton?
Yes, okay. Governor Patton, about using the coal severance money to help support U-Pike. In my opinion, there's no better use for the coal severance money. I know that we all have our wish list on things that we would like to have done, but if you want to look at the true impact of coal severance money coming back to an area, I can't see that anybody could come up with anything better than supporting a local university that will help this region as much as it could.
The governor had a fact-finding committee in a couple of weeks ago to get input at the local level here in Pikeville, and they went away feeling very good, or at least they reported they did. There are 12 counties involved that must give up a portion of their coal severance tax. And that's a hard issue to sell. There's about 4 holdouts on that.
It is, and I understand that, but I think what we have to look at in the long run. I mean, we're not looking short term. We're looking at the long haul on what this could mean to this area, and to give the opportunity for local students to get a quality education in Eastern Kentucky.
What do you think would be a good approach other than the reduction of tuition argument for having it here in Eastern Kentucky in the system?
I think it goes back to, and what we talk about a lot is quality of life, and trying to hold those students here. I think once a lot of students leave this area, they don't come back for whatever reason. They have friendships or offer job offers and that type of thing. I think if you have the masses here that are local, smart, intelligent kids stay here, it's just going to do nothing but help enhance our region and our area.
Or an offshoot of the U-Pike bill, which is House Bill 260, the implication for housing in Pikeville comes to the desk of the city commissioners. Scholar House funding, I see that has been approved.
That has been approved. That's some federal money that was located out there, and it looks like it was approved, and we'll be moving forward on that this summer, it looks like.
Bring us up to date on that. What is the Scholar House, once again, for those who have not followed that?
The Scholar House will be built on Auxure Avenue. There's some vacant property there coming off of High Street and Auxure there. What the Scholar House is for single family or single mothers, single fathers who are in school and have children, that there'll be apartments for them there that will offer daycare, just numerous services for them to concentrate on getting their degree. Now, there's only like 2, maybe 3 in the whole state. University of Louisville has one, University of Kentucky has one, and I think Eastern Kentucky University has one. So we'll be one of 4 in the state, which is a great accomplishment on Governor Patton working this out to get this money here to help the housing crisis, plus helping these students achieve their goals of higher education.
In addition to the Judicial Center being built in the middle of Pikeville, the building on the University of Pikeville that's being raised from the level of Hambly Boulevard up to Sycamore Street, and the development of the Pikeville Medical Center parking garage and office complex. There's Thompson Road. And that is a city project at the moment. And what are we doing there?
That's a city project, and we're inching closer and closer, Homer, of working a deal with the Postal Service to relocate them to where this property can be used. The developer wants to purchase that property and from the Postal Service, so we can start forward. Hopefully, in the next 3 to 4 months, we might see some dirt turning on
At
Thompson
this
Road.
point, that would be good news. At this point, any anchor store been developed, the contract signed, major outlets of any kind? Can you share with us?
I can't really share. I don't. To be honest, they haven't shared a whole lot with us, other than they do have some significant players signed with the developer. That doesn't mean that the developer wants to share with us at this point. That's a lot of confidentiality of where they're going in markets throughout the United States. So we're very pleased with what we're being told from the developer of how many people are coming forward wanting to move into this. So they see the value of coming to Pikeville.
What about the Postal Service? Have you concluded your contract negotiations with them?
I think they've agreed to all the terms. So I think it's all about just at this point getting through with the paperwork of working with the federal government. Sometimes it's a little bit slow. So we're hoping that, like I said, they've agreed to most all the terms, and so we'll be looking to forward to moving them into that project. They will be moving into that development. So
they will not be leaving the site. They will be.
No, they'll be right there. Being a smaller, they don't need the facility that they need today. So they will be in the right just across the street, and that will be the first thing that would be built.
Jimmy, here we are in the middle of February, and we're only less than 2 months away from Hillbilly Days. Let's say 7 or 8 weeks. The city of Pikeville has to begin early. They can't wait till the last second. What's going on there for preparation for Hillbilly Days?
To be honest, Homer, it goes on year round. With the chamber and the city and the county all working together to pull it off. It's just an amazing to me how smooth, and sometimes the police, fire, all the volunteers that make Hillbilly Days possible, they may not think it's smooth, but looking out from outside looking in on how everything runs, and especially Sunday morning when you wake up to go to church.
That's the most
There's
amazing
nothing there.
thing
It's
to me
the most
right there.
amazing thing to me I've ever seen. You'd never know anything was going on, and you'd never known there was 200,000 or 300,000 people walking the streets.
No,
10 hours
because
earlier.
the downtown area is spick and span.
It is. It really is.
Anything new for Hillbilly Days from the point of view of the city?
No, I think pretty much last year. I think the last year or two we've changed the parade route a little bit, and I think they've got that down pretty good now. So I think it'll be pretty much status quo what we had the last couple of years.
As far as the city is concerned, who heads that up in the city, in that department?
I think Jesse Bolin is with our tourism
Events coordinator?
And events coordinator. He is heading that up for the city this year.
Let me give a pat on the back to Jesse for his Main Street car thing he had all summer.
Muscle on Main
is
a huge. We kept going. Last year we had some weather issues, but I'll tell you, the last 2 or 3 events we had in July, August, September, and October, the crowds were magnificent. The vehicles that we had downtown were just. If you've never been to it, you really need to hit Muscle on Main this summer. It's just an event that is just it's growing by leaps and bounds, and this year's going to be no exception. Touch
on the Expo Center just for a few minutes, Jimmy. How is that coming as far as participation by the city?
Expo Center's going great. We had the Monster Truck Show this past weekend. I heard that it's 2 nights, Friday night and Saturday night. Friday night was very, very, very close to a sellout, and Saturday night was a complete sellout. So we're very pleased with that. We recently had Sinbad in. We've got several concerts coming up in the next couple of months with a Hillbilly concert. So it's doing real well. Had an opportunity to have dinner, Valentine's dinner with my wife Tuesday night, and if you've never had one of their dinners at the Expo Center, you're missing out.
I
It was
could
a real
also
treat.
recommend that as a destination. Yes.
It's they do an excellent job.
The outside venue of the Expo Center, is that getting utilized?
Of course, this winter,
Winter.
we're not getting a lot of use out of it. But my understanding, speaking with Minta and Jesse, I think we're looking at April, starting some projects outside to try to push it along a little bit.
I'll give you some insight into the operation of East Kentucky Broadcasting. We're already planning for our anniversary show to be conducted once again at the outside pavilion there with the stage and the seating. So we're going to utilize it.
That's and that was huge. What was it last year? I mean,
Yes.
yeah, what a crowd y'all could bring in with that. That was very good.
That'll be in August, but that's looking far ahead. We've talked about things that are happening now. We've talked about things that have happened in the past with City of Pikeville. Can you tell us anything about the future? What's happening?
Well, there's several things happening. Not really to put anything out right now, but as always, we're always looking to improve the quality of life here in Pikeville, and we really hope that the citizens are out there that watch this show and follow what's going on. And it's hard not to follow what's going on in town because there's so much going on in town. So
This is true.
hopefully, we're doing what they need us to do, and if not, the meetings are always open. Work sessions are always open to come and let us know what their feelings and thoughts are.
Let me ask you also about the recent rash of fires in the city. I understand maybe as many as 5. Fortunately, no one has been injured. But this will tie right in with the combat challenge of the wonderful fire department we have here in Pikeville.
With a response time of like 4 minutes, 4 to 5 minutes anywhere in the city, they do a phenomenal job. That's also with our police department as well. They do a very good job. The combat challenge last year was the first year that the city fire department sent a team to Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, and first to Lexington to get to do their obstacle course, I guess is what you would call it, the best way to describe it.
Skills,
Yeah.
training, and competition.
Right. It's just phenomenal how well they did. They ended up being 40th in the world, which
Isn't that something?
for the first year, it's amazing. With that being said, the organizers have heard so much about Pikeville that there's an opportunity for us to host like a regional, like it was held in Lexington last year. So
Make us another destination city.
exactly, and we have the facilities to do it, and looking forward to putting that bid in there. Hopefully, being able to get it here.
Jimmy, anything else you want to mention about our city?
Just again, hopefully that we're doing what the citizens want us to do, and hopefully we can move forward and keep building a great place to live.
All right. As always, it seems our 30 minutes goes much too quickly, and usually it's another 2 weeks, maybe a month before we see each other. Thank you so much for sharing our city and how it's working.
Thank you, Homer. Appreciate the opportunity.
This has been City Commissioner's Report from the City of Pikeville on Pike TV.